Morning everyone. I've been asked by Ali to go through some stretches because she's feeling a bit tight, and we're all spending a lot more time at home sitting down, so I thought it'd be a good idea to put some videos together. I'm going to do 2 videos. This is the first of the 2. This one's going to focus on legs and hips, and the other video is going to have some slightly different stretches in it. We'll also have a little bit of legs and hips, but that's going to be more full body. So for both of these videos, I've got a few little bits of equipment here. You should have something or the equivalent at home. So here I've got a yoga block. If you've got a yoga block, great. If you don't, you can use a pile of books. So just grab any books from the bookshelf. We're going to use this to do some ankle stretches. So it doesn't need to be a specific size, or you could use the step on your stairs at home. The second thing is some kind of belt. I've got a stretchy, what you call them, resistance band here, but you could use the band from a dressing gown or a belt or something. That would be equally fine. And I've got a stopwatch. We're going to hold each of the stretches for about 30 seconds, and that's so that if you want to move on after 30 seconds you can, but you can always pause the video and then hold the stretches for longer. So I'd recommend holding the stretch for 30 seconds. If you then need to come out of it, give yourself a wiggle, go back in for another 30 seconds, up to a minute, or even more. Take some nice deep breaths, and you can use it as a relaxation technique as well, rather than just stretching. But we're just going to cover the basic stretches here, 30 seconds each, to get you through the video. So we're going to start standing up. When I stand, I know my head goes off the top of the screen. I've tried to get in nice and close so you can see everything that I'm doing, but we're going to focus on the ankles. So my ankles will be on the screen, so you'll be able to see that. So what we're going to do is just set the timer running, and then you can just take a note of when you start a stretch and just do 30 seconds from beyond that on your timer, or you can start and stop the timer, and that's your choice. I just like to leave the timer running, and then I can just glance at it when I need to. So you're going to take your block or your pile of books, and before we start though, it's really important that you're warm before you stretch. So I've just done a double boot camp, so it's about an hour's worth of exercise, which is why I'm looking a bit sweaty and a bit worse for wear. So make sure that you do this after you've done your brisk walk for the day, if you've been able to get outside, or maybe have a think about doing 5 to 10 minutes of things like star jumps, burpees, walkouts, walking lunges or squats, or my favourite, which are just sit down stand ups. So pick a step or your sofa or a chair and just sit down and stand up, and that's a really good functional movement because we all do that, we do it every day, and it's something that will get you nice and warm. So make sure you spend 5 to 10 minutes warming up before you do this, and like I said, I do this after about an hour's worth of exercise. So assuming you're all nice and warm, we'll make a start. So we're just going to pop the block down, and all we're going to do, stand up, and we're going to put the ball of our foot on the block and lean very slightly into it, pushing our heel into the floor. So this, you'll feel the stretch possibly quite high at the back of the leg, but you might feel it lower down and into the ankle as well. So you could feel it anywhere at that back chain, at the back of the leg, and we're just going to hold that for 30 seconds. So we're about 10 seconds in now. And once we've done this, we're just going to swap to the other side. 10 seconds to go. 2, 1, and swapping sides. Again, the ball of the foot on the block, pushing the heel into the floor, leaning very slightly forwards. So 10 seconds in, and again you should feel that stretch. You don't need to lock the knee out, keep it very slightly flexed. 10 seconds to go. 2, 1, and we're just going to swap over one more time. We're going to do both legs twice. So 10 seconds in, you might feel that start to ease off. Ten seconds to go. 2, 1, and swapping legs again. And just lean forwards into it. You might find you can lean a bit further forwards. You might find you need a deeper step. And we're 10 seconds in, 20 more seconds. Seconds to go. 2, 1, okay. And that's all we're going to use the block for, so you can get rid of the block at this point. So we're going to move on to our mats. So it's best to have some kind of mat or rug. If you've got something padded, if you don't have a mat or rug, anything padded that you can put under your knee, because you might find that, especially if you're on a hard floor like I am in the garage, you might find that you start to feel it in the knee that a lot of your weight is on. So we're going to do a lunge here. So taking one leg forwards, knee over the ankle, and we're just going to push as far forwards as we can get, and we're going to feel the stretch down here. And we're going to follow this up with a very specific hip flexor stretch. So you might feel this on both legs for now, but we're going to hold this for 30 seconds then. 10 seconds in. So you can see we've got quite an elongated angle on this back leg, and we're going to do something slightly different next just to really get those hip flexors going. So we've got about 5 seconds of this left. 3, 2, 1. Then what I want you to do is bring it so both legs are at a right angle. I want you to take your hip bone and push it forward. So you're almost sort of arching your back and tucking your tailbone under. And then what I want you to do from here is try and go back into that lunge. You probably won't be able to go far. This is about as far as I can go, but it gives me a much better stretch down here. So we're going to hold this for 30 seconds now. And we're 5 seconds in already. Halfway through. 10 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to take it back to the original lunge. So you might find you can push a bit further forwards this time. For 30 seconds then. Try and take some nice deep breaths and try and relax into the stretch. Think about where you're feeling the tension and try and relax those muscles so that you can get just a little bit deeper. So about halfway through. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then that hip flexor stretch one more time. So about 90 degrees, tuck that tailbone under and push forwards. And again, 30 seconds. That's 10 seconds gone. Seconds to go. And you can release there. So we're going to swap legs. We're going to do the same on the other leg. So a nice big lunge forwards, as far as you can get it. A nice big open angle on that back leg for 30 seconds, starting now. Again, nice deep breaths. Relax into it. Feel it loosen off after a few seconds. So we're 10 seconds in. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the leg back so you're at 90 degrees. Tuck that tailbone under and just push forwards and feel it down the front of the leg that you can't see actually. For 30 seconds then. Nice deep breaths again, feel that stretch. You might find that this one doesn't ease off as much as some of the others. .20 seconds in. 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's take a bigger step forwards back into that lunge. Pushing a bit deeper this time for 30 seconds. Nice deep breaths, 10 seconds in. Halfway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and taking it back to that 90 degree. Tailbone under, push forwards. 30 seconds. Nice deep breaths. Fifteen seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax there. So if you need to, you can give your legs or hips a wiggle at this point. And we're going to move on to our backs. We're going to do a figure of 4. So you're just going to have your feet flat on the floor, lie on your back, nice and relaxed, a few deep breaths. You're going to take one leg over the other, so the ankle is just below the other knee. And you can either stay there and push this knee out, and you might feel the stretch there. If you don't feel a stretch down the back of your leg there, you can reach through and pull this, and you should feel this in the leg that's sort of bent over, so this leg. And the more you pull back, the more you'll feel the stretch down the back of your bottom. And I'm just going to grab the timer. So we're about 15 seconds in now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're going to swap legs there. So place the leg flat on the floor. Swap the leg over. Again, if you can feel it, that's great. If you can't, reaching through. And again, you should feel the stretch down the back of this leg here. You don't have to pull back with both hands, just so that you can feel the stretch. So again, 30 seconds. And we're about halfway through now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you want to repeat any of these stretches now, feel free to repeat them. I'm going to move on, and we're going to do a hamstring stretch. So this is where you can use one of the bands if you like. So we're going to take both legs flat on the floor, take the band, hook it around one leg, and you're just going to bring that leg up nice and straight. And we're just going to hold it there again for 30 seconds, and you should feel the stretch down the back of your leg here. It doesn't have to be straight, so you might find you get a better stretch if you bend it slightly and pull it back. If you can get rid of the belt, and you can hold your leg, and you can hold it all the way up, but you can see I'm quite tight, so I can't do that. So holding for 30 seconds. If you've been holding it all this time, we're almost through. You've got about 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then changing legs. So again, just hook the belt around the other leg, raise that leg up, and then again just going to hold for 30 seconds. Nice deep breaths. Thinking about what you're going to do with the weekend. Ten seconds in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. And again, if you want to repeat those, then that's absolutely fine. So now we're going to do a quad stretch. So we've done the back of the legs, we've done the glutes, we've done the hamstrings, and we've done the ankles. Now we're going to get onto the quads. So we're going to lie on our side. You can support yourself up or you can lie down. It's entirely up to you, but you'll probably find your head needs some kind of support. And you're just going to relax the leg at the bottom, hold on to the leg at the top, and push your hips forwards. So that's really important. So you'll probably find if you just pull your toe to your bum, you won't get the stretch. You've got to push those hips forwards to get that stretch. And this can also be done on your front. So if you have difficulty getting hold of your leg, you could hook your belt around it, pull it towards you, and you can do it on your front. And this is quite good for pushing your hips forwards, pushing your hips into the ground. And again, we're going to do that for 30 seconds. Ten seconds in. 10 to go. You might find it starts to ease off. If it starts to get really painful, just release it slightly and then bring it back in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're just going to swap legs. Again, pushing those hips into the floor. Think about pushing those hips and just hold it for 30 seconds then. Try and relax into it, just pushing the hips into the floor. Halfway through. 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's it for this session. So that's all the legs. We've done the quads, the hip flexors, the glutes, and the calves. So I'm going to end that one here. That's about 15 minutes of the stretching. You've got two options. You can either do every stretch 2 or 3 times through, pause in a video, or you could maybe go through the video 2 or 3 times, go back to the start and go through 2 to 3 times, and then repeat this a few times a week, and you should find you start to loosen off. Thanks very much.